Many people never suspect that the very vitamins they trust to protect their health might quietly be working against them, slowly weakening the strength in their legs, the very foundation of their independence. Dr. Michael Turner, a geriatric specialist with over 20 years of clinical experience treating older adults in California, explains, there's a common belief among seniors that taking more vitamins automatically leads to better health. But in reality, three popular vitamins taken daily can subtly erode leg strength, impair balance, and increase the risk of falls, often without any obvious warning signs. This is not just about a pill. It's about the ability to get up from a chair confidently, walk across the room without hesitation, or take a stroll around the neighborhood without fear. It's about preserving freedom and dignity. And sometimes that freedom can start slipping away because of something as simple and seemingly harmless as a daily supplement. It's easy to think that if a little is good, more must be better, especially when it comes to vitamins. But that assumption can quietly lead older adults into dangerous territory. Dr. Michael Turner often reminds his patients, supplements are powerful tools, but they're not automatically safe, especially as the body changes with age. What once supported your health in your 30s or 40s may become a risk in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Many seniors believe that adding extra vitamins to their daily routine will strengthen their bodies and prolong their vitality. Unfortunately, the truth is more complicated. Certain vitamins, when taken excessively or without medical guidance, can actually cause serious harm, weakening muscles, damaging nerves, and even accelerating the loss of mobility. The human body, particularly after age 60, processes nutrients differently. The margin for error becomes much smaller. What seems like a harmless boost could quietly undermine the very strength and balance that seniors depend on to live independently. This isn't a warning meant to create fear. It's a call to approach supplementation with greater awareness, because not every pill labeled healthy is truly harmless. Among the most surprising threats to leg strength is a vitamin that many have trusted for decades, vitamin E. Dr. Michael Turner explains, vitamin E has long been praised for its supposed benefits to heart health, skin elasticity, and even anti-aging. But in seniors, particularly those over 60, excessive intake can quietly work against the very vitality it promises to protect. Unlike water-soluble vitamins such as vitamin C, vitamin E is fat-soluble. This means it doesn't simply pass through the body, it accumulates over time, stored in the liver and fatty tissues. When levels build too high, especially above 400 IU daily, which is common with many over-the-counter supplements, it can interfere with critical bodily functions, particularly muscle strength and coordination. The warning signs often appear slowly. Difficulty standing up from a chair, feeling dizzy when turning quickly, growing fatigue while walking through a grocery store. At first, these changes may be dismissed as normal aging, but sometimes the true cause is silent and preventable, an excess of vitamin E undermining the body's ability to maintain strong, stable muscles. The danger of excessive vitamin E intake doesn't end with weakened muscles. It also has a serious impact on blood health, and for seniors, the consequences can be life-altering. Dr. Michael Turner warns, high levels of vitamin E can thin the blood, which poses a significant risk, especially for older adults who are already taking blood thinners or anticoagulant medications. When blood becomes too thin, the body's natural ability to stop internal bleeding is compromised. A minor stumble that would once result in a simple bruise could now lead to major internal bleeding, serious bruises, or worse, a fall that results in fractures or hospitalization. Even more concerning, these changes often creep in quietly. A little more bruising than usual, a slight unsteadiness when standing up, feeling more fatigued during simple tasks. There are no bright warning labels on the pill bottles. The signs are subtle, easy to dismiss as part of getting older, while the underlying damage continues unnoticed. Dr. Turner emphasizes, the goal isn't to scare anyone, it's to shine a light on hidden risks, because what you don't know can hurt you, especially when it comes to protecting your strength and independence. Scientific studies have confirmed what many seniors experience firsthand without realizing the cause. High doses of vitamin E can directly impair neuromuscular function and disrupt healthy muscle metabolism. Dr. Michael Turner explains, excessive vitamin E weakens the muscles that seniors rely on most, particularly those supporting the knees, hips, and legs. Over time, this gradual weakening can rob a person of their ability to walk unaided. At first, the effects might seem minor, feeling a little less steady, rising from a chair with more effort, choosing the elevator over the stairs without really knowing why. But these small changes often snowball. Seniors may begin to rely on a cane, then a walker, and in some cases, a wheelchair. Not necessarily because of inevitable aging, but because of preventable muscle deterioration fueled by unnecessary supplementation. Even more troubling is the combination of muscle weakness and blood thinning. When the legs can no longer catch the body during a stumble and the blood cannot clot properly after a fall, the risk for serious injury multiplies dramatically, Dr. Turner cautions. The scariest part is that these effects come without warning. No flashing lights, no alarms, just a slow, quiet erosion of strength disguised as normal aging. And that's why awareness is so critical. Facing these truths isn't about living in fear. It's about living with awareness. Dr. Michael Turner shares a key perspective. The human body is resilient, but it changes with time. What benefits a 30-year-old may harm a 70-year-old. That's why the way we approach supplements must evolve too. Many seniors continue routines they started decades earlier, taking the same multivitamins without reconsideration. But aging brings a new reality. Muscles recover more slowly. Bones become more fragile. The body stores nutrients differently, especially fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin E and vitamin A. This shift means there is far less room for error. Supplements that once seemed harmless can quietly cause harm if not adjusted to match the body's changing needs. The responsible action isn't to throw away every bottle out of fear. It's to start asking better questions. Is this supplement still right for me? Am I taking the right dose for my age and condition? Should I be testing my vitamin levels before continuing? The difference between preserving independence and losing it can sometimes come down to simple awareness and the courage to rethink habits we've trusted for years. While vitamin E quietly weakens muscles, another common supplement presents a different but equally serious danger. Vitamin A. Dr. Michael Turner points out, vitamin A has long been celebrated for supporting vision, skin health, and immunity. But in excessive amounts, particularly for seniors, it can undermine the very structure that holds us upright, our bones and muscles. Vitamin A, like vitamin E, is fat-soluble. This means it doesn't exit the body easily. Instead, it accumulates silently in the liver and soft tissues over time. When intake consistently exceeds the body's needs, through multivitamins, cod liver oil, fortified foods, or supplements, it sets the stage for long-term damage. One of the most alarming effects of vitamin A overload is accelerated bone loss. Studies have shown that high levels of vitamin A can thin the bones, particularly in the legs and hips. These areas are critical for balance, walking, and preventing falls. The danger is subtle, a slight weakening here, a little fragility there. But for seniors, even a small decrease in bone strength can turn an ordinary stumble into a life-changing fracture. Dr. Turner emphasizes, it's not just the skeleton at risk. Vitamin A overload can also weaken the muscles that stabilize the legs, making everyday activities, walking, climbing stairs, even standing, increasingly difficult over time. The symptoms of vitamin A overload don't arrive with fanfare. They creep in quietly, often mistaken for simple aging. Dr. Michael Turner describes the pattern. At first, it's barely noticeable. Maybe you sit down more often. Maybe the stairs seem a little steeper. You might make more excuses to stay home instead of going for a walk. These aren't just habits. They are signals. Over time, these subtle shifts reshape daily life. Less movement, less confidence, less independence. The tragedy is that many seniors accept these changes as inevitable. never realizing that a well-intentioned supplement could be contributing to their decline. Vitamin A toxicity doesn't shout, it whispers, persistent fatigue in the hips and thighs, minor but nagging aches, a gradual weakening of the leg's stability. Dr. Turner advises, no vitamin should be taken casually, especially after the age of 60. The body's needs evolve, and so should our habits. Continuing outdated supplement routines without medical oversight is a silent risk that can cost far more than most realize. If vitamin a vitamin thought to protect aging bodies, can quietly erode bone and muscle strength, it raises a crucial question. What about the vitamins marketed as energy boosters? Among the most surprising risks is a vitamin many people take to feel sharper, more energetic, and more mentally alert. Vitamin B6. Dr. Michael Turner warns, vitamin B6 is essential for nerve health in small doses, but in excess it becomes toxic. And the damage it causes often starts where you might least expect it, in your legs. At first the signs are subtle, a tingling sensation in the toes, occasional numbness, a slight feeling of imbalance while walking. But as vitamin B6 levels climb too high, particularly above 100 milligrams per day, which is more common in over-the-counter supplements than most realize, the damage deepens. Peripheral neuropathy develops. The nerves in the legs and feet stop communicating properly. Movements become clumsy, uncertain, and awkward. The risk of stumbling and falling rises dramatically. The emotional impact is profound. When your legs don't respond the way they should, fear and frustration can set in. Social outings become intimidating. Climbing stairs feels dangerous. Even standing to cook a meal becomes a calculated risk. Dr. Turner notes, the worst part is that nerve damage caused by vitamin B6 toxicity isn't always reversible. Long after stopping the supplement, some seniors continue to suffer from persistent weakness, numbness, and loss of mobility. Instead of giving energy and clarity, too much B6 can silently steal a person's confidence, stability, and independence, the very things that make life rich and fulfilling. When leg strength fades, the loss is not just physical, it strikes deep into the emotional core of a person's life. Dr. Michael Turner explains, we don't just use our legs to move, we use them to express independence, to connect with others, to live with dignity. When that strength erodes, it's not just mobility that's lost, it's confidence, joy, and self-respect. For many seniors, the first real cost isn't a fall, it's the quiet decisions that creep into daily life. Choosing not to join friends for an outing because walking feels unsafe, avoiding stairs even when they're faster, skipping a neighborhood stroll that once brought so much peace. Slowly, life becomes smaller. Opportunities shrink. Self-confidence withers. And yet for many, the true cause remains hidden. An overload of vitamins they trusted to keep them strong. Dr. Turner urges, there's no shame in not knowing. The tragedy is in ignoring the signs once you do know. Awareness gives you the power to change the story, before weakness steals more than just your steps. Growing older does not have to mean growing weaker, but preserving strength and independence requires informed, deliberate choices, especially when it comes to what we put into our bodies every single day. Even if vitamin levels are balanced perfectly, another powerful force threatens leg strength, and it's far more common than people realize: inactivity. Dr. Michael Turner stresses, sitting too much is one of the greatest silent dangers to seniors' independence. It weakens muscles, stiffens joints, and accelerates the very decline we fear most. The process happens quietly, choosing to sit rather than stand, taking the elevator instead of the stairs, avoiding activities that once felt effortless. At first, these choices seem harmless, but gradually, muscles that aren't used begin to shrink. Bones that aren't stressed grow brittle. Balance deteriorates, and eventually so does the ability to live independently. The greatest tragedy is that inactivity often looks normal, even responsible. After all, society subtly encourages older adults to slow down for safety. But slowing down too much invites exactly what many try to avoid: weakness, falls, and dependency. Dr. Turner adds, the truth is, you don't protect yourself by sitting more. You protect yourself by moving wisely, consistently, and intentionally. Just as excessive vitamins can erode strength, excessive stillness can too. Protecting your independence means addressing both dangers, the supplements you take, and the habits you live by. There's wisdom that only comes from living through decades of change, hardship, resilience, and renewal. And one truth stands above all others. Aging is not a surrender. It's a call to live smarter, not smaller. Dr. Michael Turner shares what he's learned from countless seniors over the years. Disease isn't the biggest threat to our health as we age. It's the silent belief that decline is inevitable, that nothing we do matters anymore. That's the real enemy. He has seen strong, capable people gradually lose their independence, not because of catastrophic illness, but because of unseen forces. Supplements taken out of habit, not necessity. Inactivity mistaken for caution. Fear accepted instead of being challenged. Today's message is clear. You still have choices, you still have power, and you still have time to protect the most precious gifts you possess: your freedom, your movement, your dignity. Aging isn't about giving up. It's about growing wiser, recognizing the small habits that either lift you up or pull you down, and having the courage to change course when needed. Dr. Turner concludes, gray hair doesn't mean you're weak. A slower step doesn't mean you're done. Your choices still matter, more than ever. The strength you protect today becomes the freedom you live with tomorrow. Now that the hidden risks are clear, the next question is the most important one. What can you do about it? Dr. Michael Turner outlines a simple, empowering path forward. The first step isn't fear, it's consciousness. You can't change the past, but today you can choose to act differently and protect your strength for the years ahead. Here's where to start. Review your supplements carefully. Look at every bottle on your counter or shelf. Ask yourself, do I really know what's inside? Am I taking more than I need? Have I outgrown this supplement without realizing it? Marketing phrases like heart health or brain booster are tempting, but your body has its own specific needs, and those needs change with time. Consult a doctor who understands aging. Not every physician is trained in geriatric care. You deserve a conversation that considers your age, medications, diet, and daily routine. Ask for a complete nutrient panel, not just standard blood work. If vitamin levels are too high or dangerously unbalanced, it's better to know now and act before irreversible harm sets in. Prioritize real, whole foods over pills. Nature designed the best medicine: lean proteins, fresh vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats. These foods deliver the nutrients your body recognizes in the right proportions without the risk of overdose. Supplements may still have a place, but they should be used carefully, intentionally, and under guidance. Dr. Turner reminds us, taking action now isn't a sign of fear. It's a sign of strength. You've worked too hard, lived through too much, and fought for too long to let preventable mistakes steal your mobility or independence. The good news is, it's never too late to make better choices, and every step you take now builds a stronger, freer tomorrow. Even if you perfect your supplement routine and eat all the right foods, there's still one powerful silent enemy that can quietly erode your strength: sitting too much. Dr. Michael Turner shares this vital truth. Movement is life. The muscles that aren't used shrink. The bones that aren't stressed weaken. Inactivity, more than almost any other factor, accelerates the loss of independence. Here's how it happens. Sitting becomes more comfortable than standing. Taking the elevator feels easier than climbing stairs. Skipping a walk around the block turns into skipping a week, then a month. Little by little, the body adapts, but not in a good way. Muscles atrophy. Joints stiffen. Bones lose density. Balance deteriorates. The most heartbreaking part? Most seniors don't even realize it's happening until they're already struggling to move, relying on walkers or fearing every uneven sidewalk. Dr. Turner warns, the human body was made to move, not to stay still. Every hour spent sitting without moving is a small deposit into the account of weakness. Even with perfect nutrition, inactivity silently robs seniors of the resilience they need to stand tall, walk confidently, and live freely. Rebuilding strength starts with simple daily choices. Stand up and stretch every 30 minutes. Choose stairs when safe. Take short walks and build up gradually. Keep moving even when it feels easier to sit. Movement isn't just exercise. It's an essential part of survival and dignity. There's a voice that carries more weight than any textbook or study, the voice of someone who's lived it. Dr. Michael Turner shares the heartfelt wisdom passed down by one of his longtime patients, Margaret Wilson, who lived through a century of change, love, loss, and resilience. It's not disease that steals our health first. It's believing that decline is inevitable. It's giving up control of the little choices that add up over time. Margaret's message is clear. Strength is not about avoiding aging. It's about facing it smartly. Freedom is not about resisting change. It's about adapting wisely. Dignity is not about staying young. It's about staying strong in who you are. She had watched friends gradually lose mobility, not because they got older, but because they accepted weakness as a given, stopped moving, stopped questioning, stopped believing they could do better. Margaret's life was proof. She kept walking, stretching, asking questions, and adjusting habits, even into her 90s. She understood that small decisions, made consciously, determined whether she stayed independent or became dependent. Her advice: growing older isn't about giving up. It's about paying closer attention. It's about listening to your body, respecting it, and refusing to let bad habits, unnecessary pills, or fear decide your future. The strength you protect today, she believed, is the freedom you enjoy tomorrow. This isn't a story about fear. It's a story about awareness and the incredible power of informed choice. Dr. Michael Turner puts it simply: you are not powerless. You're not at the mercy of aging. You have control over what you take, how you move, and how you respond to your body's signals. Every decision you make today, what you eat, whether you walk, how you supplement, writes the next chapter of your life. Not with panic, but with purpose. So here's what matters most now. Reevaluate your routine. Look closely at your supplements. Do they still serve your needs, or are they remnants of habits that no longer fit your stage of life? Seek expert guidance. A doctor who understands aging is a vital ally. Ask for a full nutrient panel. Know where you stand, not just in cholesterol or blood pressure, but in vitamin levels and bone health. Fuel with food first. Supplements may help in specific situations, but whole foods are still nature's best medicine. Trust in real meals more than miracle pills. Move with intention. Don't underestimate the strength built by simple movement. A walk today is an investment in tomorrow's freedom. Dr. Turner's message is this: aging is not surrender. It's evolution. It's a new era of living, one where wisdom replaces speed and thoughtful action preserves strength. You've come too far, lived too much, to let quiet, preventable habits steal your independence. Live wisely, move often, and question everything labeled as healthy that hasn't earned your trust through knowledge. You are still in control, you still have time, and your body still wants to serve you well, if you give it the clarity and care it deserves. As this journey of awareness comes to a close, the most important step lies ahead: taking action. Dr. Michael Turner offers this final encouragement. Knowledge is not a burden. It's a gift. What you do with it will shape your future more than any pill, diagnosis, or calendar year. If you've learned something today that sparked a new awareness, even a small shift in thinking, that's a victory. It means you're not simply aging. You're aging consciously. You're steering your own course with wisdom, courage, and dignity. Now, Dr. Turner invites you to reflect. What was the most important thing you learned today? What small change are you inspired to make to protect your strength and freedom? If this message resonated with you, he encourages you to leave a comment. Type 1 if you found value and plan to apply this knowledge. Type 0 if you feel it didn't connect, and share your thoughts. Because honest conversations help everyone grow. And if you want more real, practical guidance on how to protect your health and independence as you age, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with someone you care about. Because true strength grows stronger when it's shared. Dr. Turner closes with this reminder. You deserve a future where you walk steadily, live freely, and age with the full strength of your body, mind, and spirit. Never settle for anything less. Thank you for being here. Now go forward with clarity, confidence, and a renewed sense of control over your life.